All right. Hello, everyone. This is me, BDevine, trying to get a good look at this table here. All right. I have a thing with my camera holder, it pulls backwards, so I'm hoping it's not going to do that for the reading. All right, let's see. Do we need... I don't know why it doesn't look straight, but people's OCD playing up. Right. No, we don't need the light on. Okay. So welcome, everybody. This is a pick-a-pile, and it is going to be a spirit guide type of a reading, and whatever advice comes through, okay? We also have a spirit guide card that I'm going to draw for each pile. You can listen to all of them because they're awesome. I'm sure they're going to be. Of course. I'm just going to get my clearing incense. Okay, so the first pile, I'm not going to tell you what the cards are. They are all tarot. The first pile has a smoky quartz sphere. So number 1, if you're drawn. Number 2 has a Lemurian, and it's the Angel Tarot. Number 2. Number 3 is the Chrysalis Tarot, and it has an amethyst crystal. So smoky quartz, Lemurian, amethyst plus. And then we're going to be using the yellow calcite spirit guides here. And I'm using my incense to do everything. All right. Now, I'm making this on New Year's Eve 2023. I don't have to make this, but I'm making this because I want to. So if you chose number 1, we're going to start there, okay? So let's move everything else. This is a special reading on your spirit guides, about them a little bit more, and messages they have for you for 2024. Smoky quartz grounds us and takes us into a past life connection. So I will always use smoky and Lemurian for my past life work and working with healing with others as well. I also use my aura light as well, but so something connected here with you from the past is coming up. I am going to start with cleansing these cards a little bit first. I'm going to start with a spirit guide that's coming through, and this spirit guide is part of your spiritual light team, number 1, and we'll be overseeing the message today. Oh, Dwell cool, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness, and that is connected with your energy of enlightenment as well as past lives as well, Dharma and karma. So, you know, the energy of rewards for the past. And with karma, people say that's, you know, a negative. It can always be positive as well. We need to reset ourselves for 2024. And for me, it's no more BS. No more having people tell me I should be doing this or I should be doing that, or me trying to be super nice and understanding when people are clearly being, you know, just stepping over boundaries all of the time. People who treat me like crap and then expect me to do things. Nothing like that is going to happen in 2024. And there's no more same old, gonna make this thing, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then nothing happens. So have a look at the energy that you're putting forward for 2024. This Joao Cool is part of your spiritual light team. Okay, so we're going to also work with some other guides for your reading. And I'm going to do my best to help you. So this message today for number 1, I'm using the Psychic Tarot here. This is going to be set out in a different way. So the first card is going to represent your guide. It's going to bring you a message. So for number 1, for the collective spirit guide that's coming forward. Of course, you can have your own personal readings anytime with me. A message from your guide. Something that you are ready to hear. Something that you are ready to hear. How to be more open. How you can be more open. What is your guide bringing in 2024? Okay, number 1, if we need any more messages, we will get them as we go along. So, here we go. A card representing your guide. Wow. If this isn't important, somebody in a robe, right? Number 1, you are at a very important time in your life where there is going to be some kind of situation in 2024 for you that will force you to look at the patterns in your life. It will force you to look at how you're reacting, how you're healing, what you're actually trying to achieve. And it's going to force you to look at the shadow side of yourself, as it says here. It's going to force you to look at the negatives with compassionate eyes. One of your guides here is connected very much with the ascension process. And you may have spent lifetimes in monasteries as religious speakers and preachers, and you may have been a monk, you may have been a tribal leader, whatever it is. The message of having to do things the right way and a sense of purpose is already within you. However, you're very hard on yourself because of past lifetimes when you had no choice but to guide how you felt was the right thing, or there was a punishment. When you're doing things and believing that there's a punishment, or that you're going to get it wrong, or that you're going to get in trouble somehow, you are blocking yourself from all that you can be, from all information that can come in all different ways. Your spirit guide is lifting the veil of illusion for you, number 1, and saying, wake up to yourself. There are truths that are coming to the surface that you may be pushing down. Each one of us, even myself, have to be honest with ourselves sometimes and get out of our own way and try not to focus our vibration on the mistakes or the issues that we have at hand. Your shadow self is that part of you that is triggered by events, triggered by words, triggered by people, triggered by the past. Why are you so triggered emotionally? Because you have not taken the time or put in the effort or faced something that you didn't want to look at. And sometimes there is a trigger point that we don't even realize is a trigger point. And more importantly, your guide is working with you with this strength and combination of both aspects of yourself working together, perspectives changing, energies shifting, light emerging, no matter what has happened, no matter who says what, no matter how you've been taught to be, no matter what your reactions are, no matter how you've doubted your abilities. Oh, I can't do that. I've got to go to somebody else. Bullshit. Please don't listen to the old rhyme. The old rhyme of your parents or your elders or people that you respected that completely just tried to destroy you because you have so much to give here. We're all going to be asked in this 2024 to dig very deep into the truth of who we are. And that means looking at things that we do not like and having compassionate eyes as we do it. No more talk within yourself of things that you cannot do, things that you won't do, and instead be open to everything. Obviously not negative stuff, but everything. Things that are going to change your life. The things that sometimes are worthwhile are the hardest things to do. And your perspective of yourself and your abilities and your healing and your changes are needing to adjust because the frequencies within you, your spiritual light team, are asking you to awaken to your true path. And you're going to figure out what that is very soon here. The message from your spirit guides. Look, this is how they are seeing you, trapped in a place of stagnancy. It's not so much a deep fear as it is a stagnant place in your life where everything around you is lit up, right? But inside of yourself, you feel this disruption, you feel this angst, you don't want to do something, you don't want to experience something, you don't want something to be difficult anymore, you want things to be just, come on, make it easy, for God's sake. That's the feeling I'm getting here. And your message is that even in the disruptions in your life, even in the tragedies, even in the sadness, even in the pain, even in the losses you've been carried, you are loved and you are really, really supported here to break free of your own confines. A message of something having to end, something having to shift, a message that there is a blessing in disguise here for you. There always is. A new journey awaits. But you've got to not be so hard on yourself, so focused on getting things just so, and allow your angels, your guides, your loved ones, your ancestors, your spiritual team to help you to break through these old cycles, to recognize them as markers on your journey. And there are some people that use things as a hindrance their whole life. I hear it all of the time with healing. I can't do it because of this. Everybody does this to me. I'm in this place because of that. I just don't see any way forward. The doctors have given me this amount of time. They've done this to me, and now I'm suffering in this way, and I'm all confused, and I just don't have a way out. Can you do something about it? And oh my God, unraveling so many years worth of programming. Wow. A person really needs to be ready to shift a lot of old mindsets in order for the best healing to occur. You're in this almost phase. And your guides are saying to you, hang on, you're almost there. All right? You don't have to do this alone. We're with you. We're always with you. We're on your side. We're on your team. Even people that you do not know on this earthly plane from long ago with their skills and abilities are working with you. You are going to, and you're just about to have a massive breakthrough. Something that you're ready to hear. How's that? Don't we want to hear this? So you are ready for triumph. You are ready. God, you are so ready. God, bring it in. Number one. This year, 2022, will mark so many triumphs that no one's even going to know about. So many things that you're going to work on within yourself that are leading you forward. So many healing patterns, so much training, so much knowledge, so much information, so many people, so many places, so many situations that people will not even know what victory and success you are having. You're going to want to announce it, right? But at the same time, you're looking towards yourself and saying, God, you've really come such a long way. And guess what? Perhaps there wasn't many people that thought you could do it either. I feel like your guides are saying that you need to hear that you're actually being heard. You need to hear that you are worthwhile. You need to hear that your story also needs to be told at the right time. And that there are so many different things that are going to occur because you are deciding to put yourself in a place of first position, and that this is valuable for you in so many ways. Understanding others' pathways, understanding other people's journeys, focusing on your higher self more than ever. Because your higher self is that part of you that is always connected with spirit. So therefore knows everything. The conscious mind is stupid. We think about stupid things. We doubt ourselves. We doubt our progress. We, curse someone under our breath. We're like, oh God, what a... under our breath, right? And we're doing that because our stupid mind is in charge. But when our higher self is in charge, we have an answer for everything. We are calm. We are focused. We're not perfect. Don't have to be. But we're calm and focused. And when an issue comes up, we're like, no, I'm not going to go into scatterbrain mind. I'm going to patiently decide that this is happening and that there is a way forward, and that will present itself. Instead of looking for answers and driving myself crazy and not being able to sleep at night. The victory and successes that you're ready to hear now are these little things that you do on your own that you're going to change. When you think no one's listening, the universe is listening to you. When you have these successes, you're rewarded. When we do not react in the same way, we're rewarded. When we trust a situation where we'd normally freak out, we are rewarded. When we say no to other people's behavior and their using and their constant complaining, and we say no more, we are rewarded. And we don't have to feel bad about it either. You got to put your foot down sometimes, and you'll have these victories and successes. Recognition is here. An upgrade to your financial situation. Changes in your workplace. Changes in how you see yourself and your life. Opportunities. Why? Because you expect them. How to be more open and aware. You step out into your new beginning, into your new life, and every time someone tries to chip away at you, instead of letting it get to you and trying to explain yourself to these people behind you here, these people that don't get it, these people that don't get what pathway you're on, instead of trying to heal all of them, you have to be healed. And therefore people will say, how did you do this? How did you step out after all you've been through? How did you make it? How did you become successful? How did you close the door behind you? And you're going to have the answers for the first time in your life. And you're not going to step back for anybody. This person is stepping out into a new world with old teachings that work. The ancient self stepping forward. You know? The more important your job is on this planet, the more crap your life has been. Sorry? People who have had a very, very easy life and have had nothing to worry about and have had everything growing up rarely look at spiritual things anyway because they got it all. And they have unhappiness and they need healing and they need help and they worry a lot. And they're very rarely looking to actually change those things. And for the most part, the people that I've worked with that are very, very, celebrities, people who are very, very wealthy, they don't want to hear how to heal anything. They just want you to tell them their future. It's really like, wow. It is eye-opening. But there is more to you than meets the eye. And there's more that you're discovering about yourself. And there's more healing that is occurring. There are changes that are occurring that no one can see and they don't need to. Step out in your new beginning. Be more open with who you are. People say to me, well, how do you go about explaining what you do? I say I offer people alternatives to traditional ways of doing things. I don't say I sit there and work tirelessly night and day typing up plans and healing plans and lessons and how to do this and how to do that and working with people for free and pulling my hair out when someone doesn't get it for the 50th time. No, none of that. Only that I offer alternatives in a world that is full of nonsense, in a world where everyone's going nuts. And you've got to remain powerful. How do you do it? Getting to know yourself. Your spirit guides are telling you exactly what you need to do. And many, many times we don't listen. And we get egg on our face. Something goes down because we didn't trust our intuition. Wrong person, wrong situation, wrong place, wrong living arrangement. And we're like, well, where's the angels now? Nobody's listening to me. I'm in this shit place. Because you weren't listening to your intuition and there you are. There's a way out of it though. We get shown these things. We also get shown the way out. We don't often listen though. So what is your advice going into 2024? Balance. Look how this is connected with stepping into portals. It's connected with your angels. It's connected with surrendering. That you have this beautiful light flowing through you. And religion tells us that we're punished, that we're sinners. And you know what? Religion is actually devil worship. I'm going to say it. It is. Because that's all they talk about. All they talk about is the negative. They talk about the devils. They talk about other people and the devils and the demons in them. How many times people will come and see a reading? Why are they sitting there on the reading if they don't like it? Only to try to destroy somebody. Make them believe that they're going to hell. Worry about their soul. It's devil worship. It's controlled. And the devil's laughing at all those people that are focused on religion, because that's what you're focusing on. You're not focusing on the light at all. Things are not as they seem, and this will become a reality as well, coming up here pretty soon. You are guided by light and truth. You are given all that you need and more. And the nastiness of humanity and the nastiness of so-called leaders and people who you've gone to for help, and they've just told you all the things that you've done wrong. People who go to counselors, and the counselor just tries to make you come up with your own conclusions as to what the hell's wrong with you. That's not what you need. People who work holistically, people who go back to the natural ways of things, people who try to give advice are called weirdos, kooks, ostracized, don't know what they're talking about. And yet they're the very ones that are going to be standing there in the end, while everybody else is shocked with what they believe to be true. You're going to be given a lot of information in 2024, number one, that will shock you. You're going to begin to channel information, balance your skills and abilities, and wipe away all of your BS once and for all. You are going to be free. You are going to be enlightened, meaning that your enlightenment is actually already there, but you're going to understand it more because the world needs you. People can't do things alone in this world. We do need to band together with understanding and love. Justice is going to be done in your life. Archangel Michael is right here with you as well. You're stepping through into a new timeline. So, as that happens, and as things come up in 2024, remember who you are. Okay? You're a sovereign being of light. There's nothing that you can't do, be, or have. As it just takes a vision of success. That is it. And love wins. Light wins on everything. Step into this new vibe and trust it. Trust that you are given everything that you need to succeed. And you're just discovering these things, and that's okay. Take your time to do so, but never give up on yourself. Okay? You've got too much to offer this world. I feel, just as a final sort of a message for number one, that some of you are really going to be able to reconnect, perhaps with children or family members that you've been wanting to reconnect with. There's a lot of success here for you in so many ways. Keep a journal this year. Go back to how we used to do stuff, writing everything down. Let's keep a journal this year to see how far you've come. And you should be really proud of yourself too. Okay, moving on to number two. Okay. Okay. Number two. I hope you're ready. Here we go. Oh, how come my candle went out? That's weird. Okay. It's meant to be a 4-hour candle. Just one moment. All right, number 2. Okay. You have the Lemurian, which is going to help you enter the portals of time and to actually receive information. So you are connected with that for 2024. I'm going to get a spirit guide card. Number 2. Number 2. And you have Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And this is for you, number 2. And those of you who have a mother in heaven, know that she's not the same as she was on earth. She is in all of her wholeness, which means she's not telling you off or belittling you. And if you had a very, very loving mother, she's even more loving and understanding of you and wants nothing but that for you as well. And if you're a mother, you are guided by Mother Mary. If you're a parent, and you have to be the mother for your children, again, Mother Mary's right there for you as well. And roses connect with the angels and connect with Mother Mary as well. So, Mother Mary coming in as part of your team. It's funny because you got the angels deck here. I am going to interpret this in my way, as I do with my guidance. Spirit guide message, a card representing one of your guides. A message, one of you guides. Something that you're ready to hear. Oh my God, there it is. Something that you're ready to hear. How to be more open to receive. And what your guides are telling you for 2024. So remember, your Lemurian crystal talks about information coming through for you that you need, okay? Mother Mary talks about love, focus, dedication. So what do you need to hear for 2024? First one, a representative. Here we go. Spiritual and emotional growth, 8 of water. So this is a representation of one of your spirit guides. I actually feel like you're very connected to Lemuria, which is interesting because you got the Lemurian crystal, the underwater worlds, the connection with deeper aspects of your emotions. The color blue coming through strong and powerful here because of your need to be able to speak, your need to be able to say what you need to say. Your guide is loving and compassionate, one of your guides, and is focused on you really, really looking at your emotions and the impact that these emotions and these reactions have had in your life. What has been something that has been emotionally difficult for you to heal? Do you feel often that you're guided into directions that other people just don't get? Do you feel like you're wanting to be alone or withdrawing a lot? Maybe you suffer from anxiety of some kind or PTSD. Everybody has PTSD, by the way. But perhaps there's something very, very deep here. I get the sensation that you always know that something is missing. You feel like something's missing. Maybe you feel like you're broken or a part of you is not right or not functioning right. Perhaps you have a lot of grief or a lot of things that you don't often address within yourself as being a problem because you don't want to appear to be a nuisance to others. Maybe you're the sort of person that says sorry a lot. Maybe you feel sorry just for being here, or you just feel lost in one way or another. Some of you have come to an understanding of your abilities, and number two, I would say that you're mostly connected with mediumship through other mediums. Like you might use cards, you might do oracles, you might give advice to other people. So you are a natural medium, but you haven't hit the depths of all that you can be. It's like you know within you that something's not quite right and something isn't quite fixed, but you may not be able to pinpoint what it is because your energy is focused on that's okay. You know, when I speak with people on their healing thing, they say to me all of these horrendous things about their life. And then they're like, but I've already healed that. I'm like, okay. And I listen and I observe. And you see that the very thing that they think that they've already taken care of or is not a big deal is the biggest deal. It is the very thing that is blocking the way forward or causing misunderstanding. And sometimes you got to break, right? You just got to come forward and come clean and just cry and break down and just have enough. And those broken places are where the angels come and fill and strengthen and open up your truer connection. That's where your guides are able to really allow you to repair. When you allow yourself to acknowledge you. And one of the things that's hard for people who help others, and you may be one of them, is to recognize in themselves where there are still broken pieces, because we don't want to focus on ourselves, we want to focus on everybody else. And you know, just recently, actually, I had this realization that I have never told my children everything about why we had to move house so often. They just thought I was being hard on them and making them move because I wanted to do it. Or whatever reason I told them at the time was not really the reason we were moving. Why we were getting away and why we were... And I just figured I didn't want to be the kind of parent that tore down the other parent, even if the other parent was a total maniac. I didn't want to do that to my kids because that's all I heard my whole life, was how horrible my dad was. And I didn't want to do that to them. So I kept it all from him and kept it all from him. You know, I've been protecting this person for 31 years. Why? Why am I still protecting him when my son is 31 and my next son's 29? My youngest son is 24. Why am I still protecting? They're adults. And it was a massive realization that my children didn't know. Not that I have to go and, wow, you're going to be listening to me right now and I'm going to tell you how it is. But maybe just showing them that, hey, things that happened in your life were for your protection and safety. And I've done that for so long that I haven't even told you the truth that you might be ready to hear. So your guides are saying there are hidden aspects of yourself that you've walked away from. And those hidden aspects, you need to let out. You need to have those epiphanies and realizations. And even if it's painful to reflect sometimes, there's also so much healing in it when you do. And a message: relationship continues to grow closer. Forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict, you see? So as you reach down into the depths of yourself and you begin to acknowledge exactly, first you got to acknowledge what you bloody went through. I think that many healers and guides and helpers, they just wash over it, what you've been through. And because it's not about that, is it? Isn't it funny? Like, often people say, God, Becky, like, what have you been through? You should be curled up in the floor. And I'm like, why? Why would I let these people win? Why would I address this only to tell you guys I've been through it too? Why would I keep going over it? But we've got to sometimes, with compassion for ourselves and the new focus that we want to have in our life and the new directions and the healing opportunities that come with it. When you're dealing with people who have been through monstrous things in their life, people tend to think that there is any moment now that person's going to break into 1,000 pieces. Because they would. But you've already been through 1,000 pieces 1,000 times over and again. So, you know, your repair is pretty tough. Doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge sometimes just what it took. Just what it took to keep things together when everything around you was falling apart and there was no support either. When you understand through compassionate lenses what you've been through, the depth of your relationships change. The right people come into your focus. The energy changes with regards to your finances, and breakthroughs start to happen and understanding emerges, and people don't treat you the same way anymore because you're not treating yourself like it. You're not tenderfooting with yourself or with others. And people start to respect more. And all the things you've been waiting on, all the things that you've been looking for, all of the information that you've been wanting to have, all of the breakthroughs come. And sometimes it comes with tough love too. Having to tell someone that the way that they're doing things for so long now is not working, and that the angels are trying to, and the guides are trying to give you a different solution, but you keep going back to the same thing and then saying, where's my angels? Where's my guides? Why aren't they helping me do this in this way because I want to do it this way? And they're like, but that's not the way that you're going to get what you want. That's not the way to abundance. That's not the way to change. That's not the way with healing. You're still banging your head against the wall and doing it the same old way, expecting a different result. And we're trying to say to you, God, come on, it's not working. And having to change things, the way that you've done things for a really long time because you like doing it that way, is difficult. But when you do, you change things for the easy way rather than the hard way. You're working smarter and not harder. And you open yourself up to a world of change and abundance that you've been wanting the whole time. The right people, the right circumstances, the right situations, the right exposure, the right healing, everything. All that you're looking for. The message from your spirit guides is dig deep. You actually know what to do. Be honest with yourself and do it. Once you do, everything that you're looking for flows much more peacefully. Comes towards you just like a tidal wave. And all that you thought that you knew is revived and revised, and such a deeper connection occurs that you're going to be surprising yourself just how in tune you really are. And others are going to see your accuracy. Others are going to take your advice, if that's what you give. The way that you counsel is going to be different. The way that you hold yourself is different. And this attracts to you what you truly need. Sometimes it's not what we want, but what we need becomes so much better. Something you're ready to hear. You are in the water in this whole thing, just so you know. Something that you're ready to hear. Discontentment, boredom, missing opportunities. Open your eyes to the possibilities. If your eyes are cast downwards, picking on the self all of the time, wishing that you looked different or sounded different or had it all, you're missing the fact that it's all there. And once you give yourself that attention in the right way rather than picking on yourself, you're more focusing on your strengths. And that's it, your successes. You're going to see just how much you have done already. The possibilities in your future are up to you. They are endless, but if you limit them, that's up to you as well. Just one moment. Seeing all this water and my knees are cold. Right now, hang on. Oops. Yeah. So, you're missing these opportunities because, basically just because you're going around in circles a little bit. So for this year, look up, shoulders back. I often tell my friends this. Head up, shoulders back, hands on hips if you have to. See yourself in strength instead of weakness. See yourself in a healed reality instead of expecting a problem. See things as being very, very easy instead of being very, very difficult. Don't worry about whether someone gets you or not. Don't worry about whether your message sounds strange or weird. Give it anyway. The relief that you have from being able to speak out is bigger than anything that you can imagine right now. There are going to be changes, yes. There are going to be disappointments in people, of course. But it doesn't mean that it's your fault. And it's something that you have to take on board. And it's something that you have to fix all the time. You know, healers beware. You're not there to fix everybody. You're there to show people what's going on with them, the truth, and the honesty of that is sometimes harsh. You're there to lift energy vibration. They are there to change what they are saying to themselves. They are there to heal themselves. They are there to open to healing. They are open to receiving. They are there to understand their flaws and to fix them. And you can't be holding their hand for the rest of their life saying, now remember, You know, what you're saying to yourself. Now remember, don't give in to that. You can't do it. You have to set your foundation for success. If someone doesn't do it, they don't do it. They're not ready. But I tell you what, if you set it up in the right way, they'll go back to it. You've got to go back to you, what you're saying to yourself, what you're living your life like. And instead of hating it and wanting the angels and guides to change it, or you don't like a certain aspect of it, or you don't like a certain person, or you're not happy in your life or your relationship or your work or your home, you're going to be able to take the reins and do something about it once and for all. And you couldn't give a care whether someone doesn't like it or they're going to have a tantrum, because they'll get over it. If you don't, then you don't. And you're going to build resentment inside yourself and anger and frustration at yourself. Trust in your inner guidance. Trust that your spiritual light team have your back every step of the way. Now, we've still got stuff to do here, so we're still moving along. I just got to incense out. Now, how to be more open and receptive here. Look at this. You're joking me. Listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. How important is that? What do you want? Is it worth an argument? Is it worth getting yourself stressed out? Is some situation, job, person, place, whatever, worth you losing your cool, getting upset, or having a big massive drama? Is it really worth it? Your High Priestess energy tells you that as you work with your heart and you repair, that you also close off entanglements and cords with others who have continually jabbed at you and tried to get a reaction out of you and purposely agitated. You're dissolving those cords. When you come home from the shopping center, you protect yourself. You still need to go back and reset yourself and make sure that you've dissolved all energies related to that trip, that connection, that place. Because as strong as you may be with your abilities and everything, as strong as you may be as a person, there are so many people that frequent those places that are depressed, sad, and heavy. And that energy, although it may not attach itself to you, can trigger within you places of sadness and depression, places of desperation. And if you start spiraling and overthinking, you can guarantee that you've picked up something from somewhere. Most people get cranky because they have sat and they've thought about some annoyance with somebody else. So that when the person comes back in the room, say for example it's a relationship, person comes back in the room and they're like cranky. What's wrong? Nothing. Okay. And all of a sudden the other person is waiting for the shoe to drop or a fight to ensue. And it's all because the person has sat there and started to spiral, thinking about something that just really made them angry. You know when someone makes you angry, right? Did you know that you are actually angry at yourself because they make you feel that way? Not because they're literally making you angry. You're making yourself angry by responding to what they're saying. And you're angry at the thought of everything, and you're angry at yourself for having those reactions or being that person or whatever it is. When someone makes you angry, it's a reflection to you of how angry you really are at yourself because, of that person getting to you in some way or another. You're upset with yourself that you let it get that far. See? So being angry at someone else and is like they say, picking up a hot rock and, holding it in your hand and expecting somebody else to get burnt. You're just burning yourself up. So if you didn't care about someone, you wouldn't become angry upon reflection of them. When you don't care about someone anymore, or you've dissolved that cord, or you've said goodbye to your past, the people don't even bother you anymore. Their name may come up, but it's not an issue. It's like so far behind you that, really, I really want to look at this again? Not really. I liked it when the door was shut. I don't need to open that doorway again. And it's like I see some people saying, I'm over my ex. Jerk. What an idiot he was. Wow, he really, really annoyed me. He really made me upset. That guy, what a jerk. What an idiot. I'm really angry at him. No, you're still in love with him, actually, because you cannot let it go. When you feel nothing, that's when you know you're healed. If people are angry about somebody's behavior towards them in a relationship and they're still carrying it on, they have not healed. They have not understood it. They have not broken their connection emotionally with that person. Now, what you're being given is the message here of understanding, considering carefully what entanglements you decide to carry on and what ones you do not. And think about this before you even open your mouth, right? And you're thinking about, is this worth my time, effort, and feeling? If not, turn around and walk away. Cancel, clear, delete. The more you do this, the more information you get, the more knowledge you'll have, the more healing will occur, the more release you'll have as well. Now, as you focus on you, as you're moving into the future, and you recognize these patterns, like if you're still annoyed at the way that someone treated you from 1999, come on now. Why? Come on now. People who say that they are angry and that they, oh my God, here comes a big cat. Wait just a second. See if I can get you out my window. You coming down the path? There. Cute, we got him. Okay. So, people who say that they're healed and that they're over it, but yet they're still talking about that person, 20 years later, and talking about them angrily. So even though, exes in my life have been horrendous, right? It's just, it's like I'm not even going to bring it up in frustration because they get my energy every time. It's like that it is what it is. Thanks for the lessons. You are who you are. I see you. Goodbye. If it comes up in my life, sometimes people ask me, or people who've known me from 30 years ago or whatever, and they'll ask me something about it, and it's just like, really? You're still focused on it? And it's hard to bring it back up. So just look at things that still upset you and ask yourself why as well. Finally, what are your guides saying for 2024? Why have we got this water everywhere? Open your heart and mind to those around you. You're getting trustworthy, heartfelt advice. You might be working with charity. You might be giving of your time and space and energy for others. You're collecting within you all aspects of the self in all directions of time and space. You're understanding yourself on a very, very high vibration. And you're being compassionate toward the younger self, the younger you. The mistakes, hey, we do it. It's amazing to think that all I did was worry myself to sleep, and all I used to do was be really anxious about the next day and work and people and calls and dealing with authority, or, dealing with, I have to go to the, government office or whatever today, and like, it's going to be, and sitting out there and hardly eating and smoking and just like coffee and just strung out, like, and then wondering why my anxiety is through the roof, wondering why I'm not getting any answers. Because I used to think back on my past and like, God, how did I get through anything? How did I have the strength? Right? Because something comes through you. When there's a determination to do something more, then that's what happens. You either stay and you're determined to stay, or you find that determination to go and do something different, and that changes everything. Here, you're understanding that you have all within. For 2024, allow yourself to express yourself. Allow yourself to heal. Allow changes to happen. Allow the focus to shift. Allow yourself to express emotion. Don't hold things back. Remember that you're not alone, even though you may prefer to be alone. That's okay. People who have a small circle are very secure. That's fine. But don't shut yourself off at the same time as well. Go into these feelings, write about things, create expressively, open yourself up to change. Understand that miracles happen when we believe in them wholeheartedly, and we don't let anything get in the way of that. Know that you have everybody and everything that you need all of the time right by your side. Allow for you to become the best version of yourself in 2024. Okay. Thank you, number 2. Beautiful. Now for number 3, right? With our amethyst and our crystallis tarot. And we are going to be getting a spirit guide message here. And make sure they are all connected up. Okay, one of your spirit guides for number 3. Make sure I'm cleansing. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. The more that you express yourself, the less time you have to worry about anything. Right? So you're expressing yourself creatively. You don't have time. If I'm playing my guitar, I don't have time to worry about nothing. If I'm doing mandalas, I'm doing mandalas. All the information's coming in. If I'm doing readings, the same. I'm doing readings. I'm focused. It's like I very rarely have any time in my life to be concerned, because I'll quickly change it. Like quickly shift it out into it's taken care of. Such a relief. You have beautiful talents within. Okay, this is waking up within you even more. Let's see your chrysalis cards. With the amethyst, it's very strong at helping you with your creative and psychic abilities. It's very good at helping you to sleep. It's good with addictions as well, breaking cycles. So there you go. Card representing your guide. Card representing your guide. Number 3, a message from your spirit team. Something you're ready to hear. How to be more open. And what's your guide saying for 2024? What's your guide saying for 2024? These are going to be different. I can already tell. All right, first thing, card representing your guide. Here we go. There you go. Isn't that interesting? Someone creative. We've got Paul the Venetian, the poet, the King of Scrolls. This is a card representing your guide and the messages that are coming through, of stepping into abilities, the word, the things that you're saying, the connection with humanity and getting your message across. Some of you are musicians. And some of you are sitting here on a lot of talent that you don't use because of fear of what other people will think or whatever you tell yourself. There's a lot of compassion here. You have the ability to really open up your psychic abilities more and use them more. But the feeling that I'm getting here is sometimes you become fixed on a way that something should arrive in your life, or how someone should behave towards you, or maybe you get like, well, I'm not going to message them, they need to message me. That's that. So maybe you get a little bit stubborn in your ways as well. Or there's also ascension here. Okay, there's ascension for you, but a sensation that you're rushing. And yeah, it's funny because when I say that, I think of, are you rushing or dragging? From that movie, Whiplash. But, and it's funny because I think you're a musician, so, or you, at least you have a great love for it. You're a great speaker, and, you know, I just sense this, even if you are already doing all of these things, I think that you're missing even deeper skill and connection that may be coming in for you on this year coming up, where there's a lot of relief, a lot of things that are finally out of your way. This is for number 3. And perhaps you have this skill set and you're expecting things to be, it's funny, like I kind of think of my husband here because he's an amazing drummer, and every time he's with a band, it's subpar, and he gets frustrated that it's not what he wants, or it's not what the level, right? It's not the level that he wants. And the level that he wants is something that he can't do right now because it would require traveling around the world. So he's kind of stuck in a quandary, right? And the answer to that is to be the best that you are, and you'll draw towards you the people that are on that level anyway. If you're focusing on it not being good enough, they'll never get good enough. So even projecting without even realizing you're projecting, asking for things to be in a certain way, but not understanding that everything can bend, twist, and correct itself to be what you need, perfectly for what you need. Your spirit guides are saying that you may be a little more rigid and a little less flowing, and that's okay because most people are. It's not coming down hard on you or anything, but what it's saying is just upon reflection of things that have happened in your life and things that haven't happened, what have you been doing when good things have happened to you? And this also gives you the sensation here, it's telling me about your manifestation abilities, right? When think about it this way. When something is really easy for you, for me, let's just use me as an example. Cards is something, and healing and the spiritual work comes really easy to me, okay? Like it's not even a thought. I can do it all, okay? And because of that, more and more and more things come. You get what I mean? Because my focus is not focused on something being difficult, more and more and more and more things come to me. What do I find difficult? If I was to take up the drums, I don't know how to play the drums. I always wanted to. That would be difficult. Why would it be difficult? Because I'd be focusing on how to do it. So therefore it becomes a difficulty to me until it starts to become a flow. Get what I mean? What I'm saying here is that the message that I'm receiving for you is, in order for you to manifest, you need to take that same thing that's super easy for you, that you don't even think about, that same energy, and put it towards something that is not coming to you. Maybe it's money. So you're creating the energy surrounding money or love or work or whatever it is as being easy, as it flows to you, that you don't think about it, that you stop thinking about it. And it just is. It's just already there. Do you think a millionaire thinks about anything other than making more money? Like, they just continue to multiply because it's not in their brain that it's not going to happen. They may have a fear of losing it all, but it's quickly replaced with more and more and more ways to generate more income. You see? So if something is simple for you, use that same energy in difficult times in your life and make it easy for yourself. Now, a message from your guides. You also have the dragons. I love it. Working with you. The dragons working with you. So, the message is to spit out, literally, get rid of, purge, allow the dragons to burn it down, burn the way forward, make it an easy path. Get rid of beating yourself up. Even if you're doing it when it's not out loud, the universe still hears you. It's in your brain. So what you're thinking and what you're saying out of your mouth need to be the same. If they're conflicting, your body will conflict with itself and start fighting itself, and then you have problems. Usually our first problems where we can't digest something are literally in our stomach. We get a big fat stomach sticking right out. We get all bloated, And then our back messes up. And then we're like, oh boy, I got that on top of that. Wow. And then our back starts to mess up. And then you might have joint issues, right? And sleeping problems. You might have aches and pains. You might get dead arms when you wake up in the morning. Your nervous system becomes shot. The quotient of light in your body is very weak. And things start to shrivel apart. And then you say to yourself, I knew that was going to happen. Like, of course I deserve to be going through this right now. And you don't. No one should be going through this life in discomfort unless you're putting yourself there, because pain seeks punishment. If there is pain in your life in any way, you will punish yourself for it. And you'll be beating yourself up onto a certain aspect of your life, or wishing you would change something, or, you know, focusing your intention on something and it didn't work, so therefore, oh, well, I give up. You need to purge right now all of the rubbish that you have absorbed in your life. All of the things that you've told yourself. All of the sorry, oh, let me go last. You go first. All of the times that you've focused your intention on everybody but yourself, and then you've gotten really annoyed with them because they are holding all of the cards in their hands and you're not, because you gave your hand away. You gave it right to them, and then you're like, why, you've got my hand, now I'm annoyed. You know, you're a jerk. Well, why'd you do it? Why'd you give your power away to somebody else? Because you felt like it was the right thing to do and they might appreciate it, or because you're so used to going last that you just, okay, I'll go last. What is it? Why do you fight with yourself? Your spirit guides are like, we're not here telling you that you're stupid. No. We're telling you that you are beyond your imagination of smart. You know exactly what you need to do. You know that we're working with you. You are not stupid at all. You do not deserve to be last. You do not deserve to give everybody else your power and then be annoyed about it. You deserve to stand up and be who you've always meant to be, a strong beacon of light. And people can then lend that light, because it's going to be no skin off your nose, to focus their intention in the right way and strengthen themselves, rather than you giving up everything of yourself for the sake of somebody else who doesn't even give a shit about it. They're just going to use you and walk away, and then you're going to be frustrated that nobody treats you right. See? And it's a dangerous cycle that you get yourself into when you're denying the truth of who you really are. And you're giving all of this away to everybody else, hoping that they will recognize you. And they do not. And then you get annoyed with that. I've got to do more. No, you do not. You are enough. You are sweet enough as you are. If you've got a problem with your blood sugars and high blood pressure, you're sweet enough as you are. Life force is dwindling. Stop giving it away. Dragons and mighty beings of light are on side with you. You don't need anybody else to be on side with you. You just need to do what you need to do and let the rest take care of itself. No more putting others ahead of you because you feel like you're at the bottom of the pile somehow. No more. Because that will destroy a person's energy faster than anything. And something that you're ready to hear right now from your guides is that you have it all. You're enough. You are more than enough. You are more than capable. You have things going to come very fast to you now. The information from the universe is flowing and directing itself towards you. You're absorbing this energy easily. To hell with the past. To hell with putting yourself in a position that you get trampled on or you're boosting other people. You need that light that you have to shine for others to see. You've been strong. You've persevered. You've been guided every step of the way. People make mistakes. Big deal. Doesn't mean you're a loser. The thing about mistakes is it's no longer a mistake if you keep on repeating a pattern. If you keep on doing the same thing, you're not making a mistake. You're intending to sabotage your life. Because you're going back to something that you know doesn't work. But you're doing it hoping it will this time and no one's going to know. Come on. So the sabotaging of who you are as a soul is not what you're here for. You are a sensitive being. A very sensitive being, but you do not need to absorb everything from everybody else and take it on the chin for the world. No more. You have a voice. You have abilities. You have beautiful talents. You don't need to sit back and watch somebody else in the limelight if you're in a relationship or whatever, just because, oh no, I'll just, I'll wait back here. Why? Why can't you both be in the limelight or both be doing something together or both expressing yourself? Why does it have to be one or the other? Because it isn't for the other person. They want you right there. If you're in a relationship, they want you right there. If you're not, you'll have someone that wants you right there. Nobody wants anyone to squash themselves. It's ugly. It doesn't bring out the beauty of who you are. It brings out the nasty side of who a person is because they start becoming frustrated and annoyed. And then their body starts having problems and they're frustrated and annoyed about that and just goes in this cycle and you lose who you really came in to be. And the spirit guides and your angels say, you're ready to hear this now. Wake up. Wake up. We need you on this planet. Planet needs you and your skills and your empathy and your talents and your music and your life and your energy to be full, engulfed and spreading it everywhere. How you can be more open. Sit in those quiet moments with yourself and say, God, what the hell am I doing now? What is this? What is this focus? What am I getting so peed off about this? Or why can't I just push forward? What am I so afraid of? What are we afraid of in this world? Why are we so afraid to be who we are? I'm always compensating for what other people are. Right? Aren't you? Even people that we meet, like, dear people that are around in this town, they're not going to understand what I do. So I'm compensating for their feelings. They don't compensate for mine. If I was to say, well, I help people and give them alternatives and, read for people, they go, oh, God. Don't tell me anymore. Don't want to know. But yet I compensate for their feelings by not saying anything. I compensate for who they are because they're country folk. But really, I squash who I am because I don't want to offend anybody. So, in the past, I would have just kept on keeping my mouth shut, but now I don't. And people are starting to go, ugh, well, they can do that all they like, or they can take the advice and it actually helps them. You got to stop squashing yourself for fear of everybody else's reaction to you. It blocks everything that you are here to do. I'm telling you this because I know. Couldn't tell anybody for most of my life for fear of ridicule really is what it's about. Now I don't give a crap about anything other than the message. Whether someone has a reaction to me or not is their problem. The message for you is to really, really try your best to consider yourself as a high vibrational being of loving light. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with being that way. How you go about delivering your message is nothing wrong with it. And we start to learn that with love, people will start to respond with love as well, rather than fear. If we have an anxiety about telling someone what we're going to do, we may be giving them that feeling of being anxious about what we do. Not meaning to, but if we come out with it being loving, kind, and understanding, why would we get anything different? So pull yourself back on reflection and recenter. Always come back to your music. Allow yourself to express. And don't hide it. Here comes another cat on our journey of cats. Where you going, buddy? There. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cats are saying, yeah, well, use your intuition. Here's my butt. Okay. Last thing. What is the guidance for 2024? Look. Transformation. Expression. Creative. An opening to talents that you just didn't even know you had. Right? Whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's speaking, whether it's readings, whether it's healing, whether it's counseling, whether it's working in a bank. Talents that you didn't know you had. Connections with people that you didn't know you could have. People who you thought were a certain way are not. People who you thought might be doing this are actually doing the opposite. There's going to be a lot of that in 2024. Well, we're going to start figuring out who's who. Like properly who's who. Because our connection is so deep, you're going to be able to see people who are not doing the work and don't care about doing the work. Who want everybody to give to them, who wants everyone to feel sorry for them, who wants everybody to lift them up all of the time. And it's too exhausting for other people to support other people 24/7. It's exhausting. People say to me, how do you do this all the time? I'm detached completely. And that's why I'm able to have an objective viewpoint of what's going on with somebody else. Not because I'm entwined in it, not because I'm losing sleep over it, not because I'm thinking about the person all the time. When I have to do my work, I'm focused completely on that, but I'm detached emotionally from outcomes because they're not mine to have. They're the person's to have. If I've explained myself well enough, they'll get it. And you need to stop feeling like you need to overcompensate. And perhaps you've done this with your kids and they're little turds now, right? Or they're spoiled or they expect everything and then you're annoyed with that. We overcompensate. Sometimes there needs to be a talk, and talk that nobody wants to have, but a damn straight talk. And that is my job here with you all too. Is like, wake up to who you are and stop putting yourself at the back burner so that everybody else can achieve and you don't. This is your year to shine as well and to stay in leadership, to stay true to yourself, to understand who you are as a soul, having an experience on this planet that's very difficult, yes, but it can be made so much easier with thought, intention, creation, opportunity, abundance, limitlessness, working with your guides, working with your crystals, working with your incense, doing your sage, doing your house clearings, clearing yourself of negative attachments once and for all, removing, training yourself, coming to someone who's literally willing to help you be the greatest healer, the greatest guide, the greatest teacher you've ever thought of being. But asking you to really, really decide if you're ready to heal, if you're ready to shift, if you're ready to change. If not, oh well, on you go. Don't let this year be a year that you struggle again. Because if you're struggling mentally, you will struggle everywhere. If you're struggling emotionally, you'll struggle everywhere. If you're struggling physically, you'll struggle everywhere, and it doesn't need to be that way. It really does not. We have the capability, as we connect with our body with love and we understand, sometimes we're just overdone it. Doesn't mean it's going to be, oh God, I'm feeling, oh, here it comes. Doesn't have to be a roller coaster of pain in your life. I see people do it all the time to themselves, all the time, having a moan, having a whinge, having a complain, giving them the answer, and then, oh, it's not now, it's just not working for me, because you don't expect it to. One person said in a comment, you just don't understand the pain I'm in. And I said, well, you don't understand what I've survived. That's why I give you advice. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Everything else is just an excuse. It really is. And you all know it. Everybody who's listening. I know what excuses I give myself. I know what I'm working on a daily basis. No one's perfect. That's not what I'm saying either. We're going to have days, and that's okay. But remaining in a pattern and thinking that you're going to change it by remaining in the same pattern that got you there in the first place? Huh. Okay. Let me know if it works. And don't you see this when you're looking at other people? Can't you see? When you go now, if you've been doing this work for a while, and you go to places, can't you see? Okay, that one's that one's that one's that one's that, and they're doing that, and they're doing that, and they're doing that. And it's kind of like you don't want to even be around it. Such unhealed things all the time. Once you get to a certain point, you are not going to want to be around people who are unhealed and needy all of the time. You're going to show them the way. If they don't listen, next. You're not going to waste your time. And it's interesting, I was talking to a lady and she runs a healing center, and I was saying to her, do you do the healing with some of the clients yourself? She goes, oh, no. I went, what? She goes, oh, nah, I don't want to hear that shit. People complaining and moaning, nah, no, don't want to hear that stuff. If they don't get it, if they're not willing to do the work in the first place, I just move on to somebody else. And me going inside of myself is like, God, well, these people really need you. They really need it. No, they need to wake up, is what she was saying to me. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, there are people who are not ready for the level of commitment that it takes. And that's okay. They're just not ready. But there are plenty of people who are, and those are the people that you got to tap into. Now for you, open yourself up to the world. Start letting yourself be yourself. Understand everything that you've been through is for a reason. It's a blessing in disguise. And use this to your benefit and for the world's benefit. Create, be who you really are. Use 2024 to really, really do that. And everything that you've wanted in your life will weave its way towards you easily. Whatever you find to be simple in your life, use that same tactic of simplicity to the difficulties of your life. And look what happens when you do. So you all know where I am. You'll know where my website is and what I offer. And the Light Leaders Academy is open for anybody who wants to join. And I'm sending lots and lots of love. Many, many blessings. The happiest of New Years to all of you. And now I'm going to get my home prepared. My crystal grids are going to be going out. My candles are going on. My incense, my sage. I'm cleaning out my cupboards and doing all the clean and all the decluttering and eating. As you know, I love to cook. So I'm doing that today. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, many blessings, and bye for now.